So while we were together at retreat, we were talking about big goals and all the possibilities of what you really can do with this business. And I hope that everybody was as excited and inspired as I was when I left. Um, I mean, even being the leader of those retreats, I get so much inspiration from those, and it fills my cup so much. I mean, like, I leave there ready to conquer the world and knowing that we can do it. Anybody else ready to like just blaze trails? Um, but it really just opens your eyes to the potential of this business. And no kidding, I'm not kidding you that you are only limited by your own beliefs. I mean, there have been people that do huge things with this business, and we're not the smartest. I mean, I will joke. Love and Jennifer and I, we joke all the time because we're horrible at spelling. Jennifer Henderson cracks me up because that girl, she tries to use phrases all the time, but she mixes them up all the time. Like, she calls them Jennyisms, is what her husband calls them, because she jacks up every phrase. And me, I'm just so scatterbrained. Like, but it's proof that anybody can do this. You don't have to have an advanced degree. You don't have to be the smartest person. You don't have to be the richest or have the biggest network. Like, you don't have to have that. All you have to have is determination and consistency. And that is exactly what Love, Jen, and I have done. That's what we've had since we started, is we realized the potential of this business and we just did the things, and we continue to do the things. And you all, we have heard more no's that they probably would have you huddled up in a corner crying if you looked at the list of all the no's that we've heard. But
Mhm.
that no is one step closer to the yes that we needed. And we know's out there, right? And I'm not talking about like annoying people to death, and pounding, book showed me, blah, blah, blah. But like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about offering the benefit that we have, which is amazing. We have great tools that help you cook at home, where you don't have to go out to eat and eat food that's full of sodium and sugar and all the other who knows what crap. Like, we don't even want to think about what's happening in the kitchen back there, right? And then we don't want to think about the bill at the end of it. We know what goes in our food. We know how it's prepared. We know, I mean, yeah, groceries are getting expensive, but not as much as going out to eat, right? So we offer people the ability. Well, first in our parties, we teach them how to cook at home. Then we offer them the tools that they could do it at home, and we give them the support. That's what a consultant does, is we're there to help support them in their cooking needs. And then we have the ability to give away free stuff for people that gather their friends. And then we have the opportunity to bless others with this business, to bring in extra money, to have the flexibility to work from home, to work it around their busy schedule. Like, you all, I can't even tell you what a gift that is, that I'm able to offer other people, that we are able to offer other people. Like, who else has the ability to say, here, come join me and potentially change your life? Right? We have that. And so Jen and I realized that a long time ago, and we're like, this is a blessing that we've been given, and we want to share it with other people. And so that's why we do what we do. That's why we have all these calls. That's why we do retreats. That's why we share this business, is because we know that what we have been given, what we have, we can give to somebody else. And I'm not about to shortchange somebody because I'm nervous about asking them, you know? So that's why I get so hyped up at these retreats, because I see potential in you and you and you and you and you, and I see the big picture for you. And I try to paint a little picture so you can get a glimpse of it, but it's there. It is there. That potential is there. And we can give you all the tools, because they're out there. Love's put them out there. Jen, I've put them out there. You can find them anywhere. You can reach out to any of us. You can get all the tools, all the words, all the booking, all the recruiting, all the things that you need. But it's up to you to implement them and to share them with others. Okay, that's one thing that I can't do for you. I can't get in your contact list and message all your people. I can't get on your fingers and make them work, right? I can't adjust your schedule and make you fit Pampered Chef into it. That is up to you. Okay. So I didn't plan to get on here and like, hallelujah, let's do this. I wasn't but you know, sometimes I open my mouth and God comes out. That's all I got to say. We know this. So what I want this small group to be is I want it to be motivation. I want it to be a reminder of how much Leah and Kayla and I believe in you. I want it to be brainstorming of how we're taking the information that we learned on Thursday night and how are we going to put it into place and how are we going to make sure that we do those things. And I want this group to become besties. That's why I want your cameras on. I want to see your faces. I want you to see each other's faces. Because listen, Heather and Dawn and Laura, when we were at retreat, we became besties, right? We were hanging out.
Absolutely.
You don't know anybody better than when you're hanging out with them for 3 days and being able to see their face. So like when we do Monday night calls, you all see our faces, but when we're talking, we can't see all the 150 boxes, right? So I want you all to make connections with each other and I want you all to be besties because you know what besties do? Besties encourage each other. They inspire each other. They lift them up. They say, come on, I found this. This is working. Come with me. Come do this with me. And I want you all to be that for each other. And I know,
exactly.
I know the ladies at the retreat already locked arms and they're like, come on, we're doing this together. Right? There's more power in numbers when you do this together than if you're off on an island trying to do it by yourself. So I know this is another call. I know it's something else to put on your schedule to fill your time, but I can guarantee this call, this 30-minute call that we're going to have on Saturdays is going to be the best one you've joined all week. Because the other ones, that's the information. This is the community. This is where we're going to build you up. This is where we're going to implement. We're going to figure out what we need to do each week and we're going to get it done. And we're going to hold each other accountable. So if I'm on a call next Saturday and I don't see Heather on there, I'm a text her. Hey, bestie, you better get your butt on the call. Hey, don't. Leah, are you sleeping in late? Girl, you better get up. Right? So all of us are in that A-team chat. And it's our bestie chat. Okay.
Hey, Jennifer, Stephanie's trying to get on, but it's not letting her on. That's what I'm doing. She's texting me as we're talking, but she's having issues getting on. So I'll have to tell her what it was about.
Leah, see if maybe she has the correct number or.
Yeah, I'd already sent it to her twice, so.
All right, well, we got it recorded so she can watch it back.
She'll watch the replay.
Yeah. She needs to get her Zoom checked for next call.
In other words, me. I'll have to fix it.
Or she needs to get up and come to your house early, Laura.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. Okay, so what I want us
Jennifer,
to
if you don't mind,
go ahead.
I was just going to say at the retreat, you guys, going to the retreat and being around you guys, it was like I see you on the calls every couple of days or whatever, but it is very encouraging to see you and you guys be down to earth and actually speak to each other. And, you know, and I found that is encouraging in itself. And each call, I know there's a lot of calls and I've got overwhelmed with the calls, but I will say this, those calls, by the time I get off, I'm glad that I got on them because they give me a refreshing dose of adrenaline, of power, you know, encouragement to keep going and doing what I'm doing. So I appreciate that from you guys.
I love it. I love it. It's true. It is very true. Those calls, yeah, I mean, I know it's something else in your schedule, but that's what keeps you engaged. And I will tell you, again, from the very start of my business, I had to drive an hour to go to a team meeting. I had to drive an hour and they were only once a month. But I made sure I drove that hour every single month because that's what filled my cup. That is what refreshed me. And you learn stuff. I mean, every call you're going to learn a new nugget of something to implement, but it's more about that inspiration and that motivation. And realizing that you're not in this by yourself. Because what
Exactly.
happens, and I've seen this 1,000 times over, the people that do not get on the calls, they drift and they drift and they drift until they don't do this anymore.
And I can tell you that from experience. When I did this back in 2018 and I was waning towards the end of getting frustrated with my day job being busy and not being able to provide the customer care, I would stop getting on calls because I knew I wasn't plugged in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, just think about the energy we got in person, and which you can't match being in person. I'm going to say that 100%.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a good microdose of that for sure. And then to see that our leaders go through the same struggles that we do. I know that we put Jennifer and Love and Leah on a pedestal, along with Amanda Foley and along with Kayla Hay and all the names we're used to hearing. But to be perfectly honest, especially after spending time at the retreat, my husband says it perfectly. They put on their pants just like we do, one leg at a time. They're no different. Their businesses are no different, other than the fact that they've been doing all the things all the time. I'm gonna put that up on my board, my vision board today. Because when Amanda said that, I was like, do all the things all the time. Well, duh. I mean, how much simpler of a principle can you get? And that applies to business, that applies to faith, that applies to relationships, that applies to every aspect of our lives. So I don't know about you all, but I can't stop. I mean, I've got the Pampered Chef bug, and I'm going to make it contagious, more contagious than COVID ever was.
That's right, girlfriend. That is right.
You're right. We are no different than you guys. We started with a kit just like you guys and just did the things. If we can do it, you can do it. And it's about, I know for Angie and Dawn and I, we lean on each other, and Cece leaning on each other a lot. We have our chats during the week that we kind of kvetch and complain and cry and celebrate. And the awesome part is none of us are going through it at the same time. Or some of us are, but others are not. And so when one or two of us is really having a rough time and getting more no's, the others are like, just keep going. You're going to get to the yes. Ignore the no's. Don't take it personal. And Angie is amazing at that. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and Angie's strength is pushing through and not taking things personal. She's amazing at that. And I want a piece of that, and I'm getting a piece of that from her. So
that's awesome.
Sorry.
And that's what community is about, is that we all have different strengths and different weaknesses. And some things work for some of us and others find things that are working. And so we share that together. So it's just taking all of those pieces and putting them together and all moving forward. So what I would love, I want us all, I mean, seriously, to lean on each other for that support. But you all are in the same place right now. And so you all know what's going on, just like Lee and I will tell you what, we all have life things happening always. I mean, it's like, if it's not one thing, it's another thing. There's always something that's going to be an obstacle in our way. But if this is important enough for you, you will find a way to continue on. And there is no bit clearer picture to me or an example of that than Leah Limro, because that chick would be on her deathbed and still be working her business.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
She is the prime example. I will never forget when Brady was born and he was in the NICU, and that chick was at the Ronald McDonald House working her business. She was doing videos beside, like, in the NICU with him. So I want you to remember that whatever we have going on a daily basis, oh, I stubbed my toe. Oh, I'm so busy. Oh, my uncle's cousin's friend passed away. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Life happens. I have stuff happen all the time. You all don't see it. Why? Because This is not going to affect my Pampered Chef business. And even if it, the thing about this business is it's flexible. So if I need to be with my family during the day because something is going on, I'm going to stay up late and get my work done because my people, my Pampered Chef people rely on me.
Mhm.
My consultants, my host, my customers, they all rely on me, and I'm not going to let them down just because I got life happening. Right. So when you're determined, you will find a way. You will make a way, not just find it. You will make it. Because what you're doing is we all have 24 hours in our day. We need 48. I'm not even kidding you. We all have 24. Something is going to fill that day. When you say yes to something else, you're saying no to Pampered Chef. And when you say yes to Pampered Chef, you're saying no to something else. And sometimes that's, oh, I really need to chill out and veg out on the couch because I've just had a rough day. Well, I get that. Lee and I need to do that too. But it's either me veg out or me work my business for 30 minutes because I haven't touched it today.
Right.
And so, and what I really want for you all is I want you to love Pampered Chef. Just like Heather's, like she's caught the Pampered Chef bug. I want you to love doing it. I don't want it to be like a, oh, Jennifer told
it's your day
me I
job.
gotta do Pampered Chef and I don't want to do. No, Pampered Chef is great. It's fulfilling. It's exciting. I tell you what, like I have turned my nose from negative to positive. Because every time I get a no, I'm like, oh, I'm closer. Oh, I'm closer to my yes. Oh, who's the next one? Oh, who am I going to find? So it's almost like a game to me. It really is. Like I have completely changed my mindset from, oh, I have to do. Actually, no, I've never. Maybe when I was sick or something, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. But I have sold for 22 years and I've loved almost every single minute of it. Why? Because I chose to. This is what I chose to do. This is what I chose to be part of my life. And I'm not going to dread it. I'm going to embrace it and enjoy it and do the things and give myself little wins. Right? When you reach out to when you don't want to work because you're tired, you have a headache, your kids are out playing and you'd rather be with them and you say, give me 15 minutes and you do your work for 15 minutes, celebrate that. Be excited. Oh my gosh, I just sent my 30 messages. I'm a rock star. Like, celebrate those wins. And when you start doing that, you will love your business. You will love doing it. And then that 15 minutes is going to turn to, oh, give me 5 more minutes. I'm over here. I'm just knocking it out.
Mhm.
Give me 5 more minutes. Give me 5 more minutes, right? Right.
I was struggling. I'll be honest, yeah, I'm honest with everybody. I'd heard somebody say this and I actually have it up on my sticky note right by my computer. I'm not in my room right now, but instead of saying I have to do my 30 reach outs or I have to do this, I get to do this. I get to come to a flexible job to share this service with other people. I get to go and ask people if they need something more in their lives, whether that's kitchen tips, free products, or a side hustle with heart. I get to show up and offer this to people. It's not just pots and pans. We know that. We talked about the relationships that we all have. So I get to do this. And that to me changed my outlook on the tasks, the daily tasks that get mundane or that we feel like, oh my gosh, I'm dragging. And Jennifer was talking about me doing the things. Yeah, I'm an all-in worker. That's me. And I tell people we all have to take minutes, and so do I. You might not see me take a minute. You might have seen me with sinus surgery laying on the floor with my laptop doing a team meeting with my face all bagged with ice. But sometimes I use that as my escape because it is my family, because I do get joy from it, because it is my distraction. At the hospital, it was my saving grace to get through the emotions I was dealing with, to have something else to have for myself. So think of it in a different light and don't think of this as work. Think of it as a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will ditto that big time because, I've had quite a few like very huge family crisis type things. And this was absolutely my escape from reality. It's so easy to go down in a dark hole. And especially like if you have history of depression or anxiety or something like I do, it's easy to go down that hole. And this was the thing that was my happy place. It was the thing that separated. It was for me. This is for me. This is where I find my joy. And so I could sit down in my own little bubble in my Pampered Chef world, this roses and rainbows, and kind of disengage from, the terror that's happening in my life. And it has happened numerous times. Again, make Pampered Chef your joy and make it where you want to be because it fills you. And then you will never work another day in your life. It will be a pleasure to turn on the computer and reach out to hosts and customers and recruit leads and all of that. So what I want you all to do is I want you to find your motivation. I know we put a lot of different quotes out there. I know on team calls, we say different things, just like Leah had said, she has written on her sticky note, I get to do PC. What is your quote? What is your heart tug of what makes you want to do this? So I want you all to, just kind of think over that over the weekend, and I want you to share that in our A-Team chat. And you may not know one right off the bat, but maybe Heather put something in there and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to borrow that.
Look, I have several. I've collected several, and I even make a list and I rotate them. I mean, there's times where, you may see me doing all the things, but I come up with excuses too. So I always like the one, when you lose your excuses, you find your results. Because everything's an excuse, even if it's something big, it's still standing in the way of you doing whatever you need to do to be big. Jennifer's old one, this one was hers for a long time. Hustle until everybody knows your name.
You all, that it really was. And it sounds funny. Like I don't know. It's very self-centered now. I think it sounds that way.
No, it's not.
But nope. This is the truth. I was getting ready to type something, but this is the truth. When I started Pampered Chef, and I would go to those in-person team meetings, and they were giving away these ribbons and calling people's names, and I'm like, I want my name up there. I want to get a ribbon. I want, and I was this brand new consultant. I didn't know what I was doing, but I wanted my name on there. And I don't know, it's like this. I am a very goal-oriented person. And so I do like recognition. Like that's what fills my cup. I don't need bags and cups and all of the thing. Well, I take them. Yeah. But
and then sell them out of the back of your car.
It just fills my cup to see my name up there with these other rock stars. Right. And so I remember and I don't know that Leah even knows this. I had a hospitality director, which means like Love lived too far away from me. So they found a director meeting that I could go to that was closer. Her name was Alexander Kerstead, and I went to her meetings, and I wrote her a letter one time just out of appreciation. And I'm like, thank you so much for including me in your team and blah, blah, blah. And I signed it. I kid you not. Future National Executive Director. I wish I've reached out to her. I'm like, you still have that letter, do you? Because I would love to see that thing. But in my brain, as a new consultant, I wanted my picture in this catalog. I'm like, one day I'm gonna have my picture in this catalog. Do y'all know what page? I'm in here. I show enough film. My face is in this catalog. Like as a consultant, part-time consultant at that, I had dreams in the back of my mind of doing big things. And so what Leah said is that I'm going to hustle until everybody knows my name.
You manifest it.
It happened. I put that vision in there.
Yesterday I was doing my reach outs, and I used the little green dots, and one of the people that I sent just a message to get a booking said, oh, that is so nasty, tactful way of you blindsiding someone to do this and try to get a party. I'm like thinking to myself, how rude of you to say that. I blindsided you because all I did was send you a message on Messenger. But you know what? I still did get me a booking from somebody else.
Yeah. You know what?
Some will, some won't next.
Yeah, when people tell me something like that, I just say, you know what, Stephanie, I have no idea who could use this blessing. And I don't want to miss you if it was you.
Yep.
And then if they are nasty back, I'm like, bye, Felicia, unfriend. Because I don't need
Exactly.
negativity in my life. I'm telling you what, I unfriend people. If they're gonna give me some nasty attitude, like I am a joyful person. I do not want ugly in my life. So if
Nope.
and I get that people have bad days. I know that. I have bad days too, but I don't treat people like crap. And if that's how they treat people, I don't need you in my life.
All they have to do is say
I'm
no.
like, thank goodness I ain't got you as a booking because my ugly side will show out, and Laura knows my ugly side.
So Jennifer talking about manifestation. I remember one of my first retreats in my first like 60 days. And my big dream was 10 org consultants. 10. I have a chalkboard that still says it. It's packed up or I would show it to you. But 10, can you imagine that? And I thought that was going to be so big.
Yeah. It is, but that's a stepping stone to get where you need to go, you know?
Yeah,
So
I
if you
went
set
and
your
bought the
goals and
I went and bought the freezer paper this week. The roll of it sitting underneath my desk. My husband's like, "Why do you have freezer paper and in your office?" And I just kind of ignored him and went about my conversation. And he's like, "Okay, we're going to go back to my question. What's with the freezer paper?" I said, "It's for when I have a team." And he goes, "Are you going to wrap them up and freeze them in it?"
If they act out, I might.
I thought to myself, I'm going to wrap you in it. But so I explained to him how I'm going to have a team and we're going to have goals and we're going to, it's going to be hanging behind me when all the stuff we talked about last week. And he's like, "So you're planning for it already?" I said, "Hell yeah, I am."
I mean, how do
Girl,
you
you
start?
need to take a picture of that and save it because that is planning big before you ever get even out the gate. And that is where it's going to happen is vision.
Yeah.
yep.
Yep, it really is. And you know, testament to that fact, what Leah just said about everybody knows my name. I went to the fair last night. And I legit had a lady come up to me and she's like, you're the pampered chef lady, right? And
That's what I want to be known
I didn't
as.
know who in the world this was. I'm like, hey, so good to see you. And she's like, you did a sale recently, didn't you? I said, I sure did. She's like, I need to get me one of those batter balls. I said, good, message me right now. Remind me because I don't want to forget when I get home because I had no idea who she was. And I stood there till she messaged me on Facebook so I'd have her name.
That's it.
Look, Tom laughed at me. We went to a concert 2 years ago and there was thousands of people and we're walking around and people are yelling Leah. And I'm like, nobody knows who I am here for sure. Two of them come up to me. One was a host, one was a consultant. But at the time I just started talking to them like I knew them because I didn't know them. Tom goes, who are they? I said, I don't know, but she said her name was this. I looked up her name and you guys, I'm so embarrassed. She was a consultant of mine.
I've done that.
Granted, she only did a little bit of sales, so she wasn't very active, so I didn't have a connection with her. But I'm like, holy crap, I'm so embarrassed. I did not even know a consultant of mine.
Well, if they don't get on these calls and we don't get to see their face, how would we know who they are?
Right, I had no idea.
Right.
Sometimes
No
they have a
idea.
dog as their profile picture or their kid, or like, how am I going to know you if you don't show up and show me your face? But yeah, I've had that happen before. But
You know,
guys, I got to get off
I'm-
here just because I have to set up.
I'm determined
I'm
for
leaving
people
you.
to know my name.
Yep.
well, I know everywhere I go and I tell them, I don't give it's the post office, the grocery store, the doctor's office. I tell them, hey, I'm selling pampered chef if you know anybody that might need some or would like to do a party or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll end up going back and dropping off a couple of catalogs or something like that, or the business cards that me and Stephanie had made up with the tear offs on them,
Mm-hmm.
and drop those off so we can get a contact there. And I've actually had somebody call me back from those as well.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Keep, those old catalogs, keep them, put your name on them, put stickers on the front. 'Cause sometimes people don't think to go on the back of
I'm
them.
making up the stickers this weekend.
Yep, pass them out everywhere. All right, so I really want to try to keep this call limited to 30 minutes. However, this is what I really want us to do this week. One, I want us to find our motivational quote or saying or something, and I want you to put it as your background on your computer, your tablet, get a Post-it, find a pretty, whatever, however you want to, it needs to be front and center in front of you and keep you reminded, keep you on your path you want to be on. Two, I want you to find your goals. And those of us that were at retreat, we kind of talked about that. But I really, even when if you're at retreat and you wrote down what you want it to be, like, I really want you to think about it. And I want you to think like, okay, by the end of the year, I want to see this. This is what I want my business to look like. And then we're going to take that, goal over the next 3-4 months. And we want to break it down into, in order to get there by then, what do I need to do each week, each month, and each day? Okay, and that's what I was hoping to do today, but we can kind of do that individually. So if you're under Leah can help you do that. If you're under me or Kayla, I can help you do that. So pick your goal, because listen, anything is possible. Anything is possible. And I don't want you to say, oh, sometime next year I'm going to be director. You can do, we've had people do it in 2 weeks, haven't we, Leah?
And look, even after retreat, goals could change because of the power that
yeah.
we've got going behind Pampered Chef right now. It could happen sooner.
With this promotion, holy cow. And let me tell you something. This signing promotion is for 44 days. It's a month and a half, right? My people, my recruit leads don't know that that's leading into October. They are under the assumption that this is September, that this special is happening in September. Why? Because I need people to sign up now. I want to get them going now. So any lead that I have from now until September 30th, they are under the assumption that this is only a September special. Why? Because I have other people to reach out to in October. I don't want to be stringing along these people from last month into next month. Right? I got more people to reach out to. So tell me, and you can say this in the chat, what is your goal of people? And if you haven't watched my video on the org pages, like, why are we doing this? Because this business blesses other people. And how many people do you want to bless through this business? So how many people do you want to offer the opportunity and sign up with you this month? This month, how many days do we have left? Today's what?
9.
First. We have
9.
9 days left. 9 days. So in the next 9 days, how many people are you going to bless with this business?
1.
Put it in my chat. Heather said 1. I'm writing it down here. Y'all my friends, so I'm gonna hold you accountable. If it's September 30th, guess what Leah and I are gonna do? We're gonna be, Heather, where's your girl? Where's your person?
She gonna be on the call in 26th.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, seriously. And then so Leah and I are gonna help you with the words, with the invites. We have the opportunity group open. Get your people there, 10 people. I want you to invite, to not just invite, we want you to have 10 people in that opportunity group. 10. So how many do you have to invite in order to get 10 in there?
20.
At least, right?
And if you set your goal at 1 and you set a stretch goal for 2, that means if you're shooting for 2, you're going to get 1. I mean, it really does, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we can help you with the how. You just need a clear vision of what you're what's happening. We got 2 Laura's on here. Lord.
I commented twice.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, my friends. So are you all excited, motivated, ready to get this party started?
I am.
Happening. All right. Anybody have any questions or anything they want to say before we jump off?
No.
All right.
We
Well,
believe in you guys.
We do. We do.
Thank you.
We
We
will be
appreciate
in
you
that
guys,
18
too.
group cheering you on and giving you all the info and stuff that you need to make it happen.
I definitely we appreciate everything y'all have done to help us and that you're going to do to keep helping us.
Yes.
We're here for you. All right, my friends. Y'all go have a great weekend.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. God bless.